Good morning traders, and welcome to this week's weekly market analysis, Monday the 30th of November. Let's just get straight into it this morning. Let me bring up my charts and we'll start to progress through an analysis of the majors for this coming week. We'll kick off with the Aussie US dollar. This is what I have on my screen right now, and looking at this, I can see that I had previously marked the chart there, thinking that we may get to that level and go down. Well, we are there right now, but we've just shifted over a little bit to the side, so that's no big drama. Let me just get that out and just to zoom in a bit better so we can see it, and let me extend this line across. Alright, so we've been waiting for the Aussie dollar to reach this level for a little bit now, and it has done it, and you can see now that these two candles there are the candles of interest for me right now. This particular one here, that's this morning's candle. It's only just started. It's only about 15 minutes into formation now. Should this current candle complete as an inside candle, that would give us the signal that I'm looking for. So as an example, let's say, and I'll draw it in the correct color, so I'll just use my red. Let's say that I end up with a candle that looks like this. So tomorrow morning when I come in, look at my charts, I have a candle that looks like that, and let's give it a little bit of a wick as that. Then what that would mean is that I can simply place a pending order to break the low there and to be a seller in this direction tomorrow. But I do need to wait for this candle to complete. Let's hope it completes as I have just drawn it, and then that would be a signal for us on the Aussie US dollar to be sellers. All right, let's move along. Let's have a look at the EURUSD. Okay, EURUSD, similar story. However, we have shot through. Let me just zoom in so we can see it a bit better. Okay, so we were looking with the EURUSD in this region here to be sellers. We didn't get any, so these two candles here, they're not a reversal pattern, so we didn't get the signal, and consequently what's happened is we've actually broken up. Now this breakout candle, that one there, is actually quite a strong bullish candle. So if you were a breakout trader, probably the most likely trade is that at the open of this candle, which was just there only minutes ago, basically you become a buyer. Okay, I'm not going to trade this one as a breakout trader. You make that decision for yourself if you like it, but that is a breakout signal, and it's a decent signal. What I will do, however, because I don't want to miss out on a trend if it is an emerging trend, what we will do is let it just kick off a little bit, let it come back, and when it comes back we'll look for a reversal pattern. If it comes back and it happens to be on this line here, which was previous resistance, which could now become future support, it doesn't have to be on there, but if it is on that line, so in other words, if my reversal pattern occurs right there and it's on that line, it gives me a little bit of a higher probability of a continuation in the trend. Okay, so what we're going to wait for is we're going to let it do whatever it's going to do, wait for the pullback. Once it starts to pull back, look for price action reversal, and then we will look to become buyers in an emerging trend which has broken through a key level. Okay, so let's see how that happens, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a marker on my chart there. That to me signals that I was basically looking for the chart to go up and then basically kick along, something like that. Okay, alright, so that's the EURUSD for this week. Let's have a look at the US yen. Okay, the US yen continues to slide down. However, what I note here is I'm just noting here that there's a level here where it's holding. So the trading range is starting to become narrower. We can see it's getting narrower. So in other words, it's doing this, and then eventually it will do this or this. So breakout in one direction or another. Let me just zoom in a bit more. Let's see if we can see anything. What we could try to do is we could try and trade these two candles there. So if this turns out to be a reversal pattern, we could attempt to trade it back up towards that line there. Okay, so that's one option. Let me extend this line so that I can, and just sort of draw it properly. Just extend it there so that I can use it. Okay, the other option, or the other thing that I'm considering or looking at is, let me look at a 4-hour chart. Okay, on a 4-hour chart, I just wanted to see if I could pick up a trade right now. I cannot, it's not there. So we'll just leave it on the daily. Okay, so I'll zoom in again. All right, so for the US yen this week, let's see if these two current the current candle forms completes a reversal pattern for us. If it does, then tomorrow morning I could be a buyer up on the US yen. All right, so there you have it. Let's have a look at the GBPUSD. Okay, GBPUSD, look, it's come up right up to that level that I had marked out, and it seems to be fading away from it. Now let me just zoom in and have a closer look. I tried to trade this. I put it out as what do I call it, chart of the day last week, and I believe it was these two candles that that completed the pattern. And what I was looking for is I was looking for the third one to break down, but what it didn't happen, it actually broke up over here. So that basically meant that I had to go and cancel out that order. So it didn't end up occurring for me. And then the very next candle out of this cluster, I didn't get a reversal again. So it's one of those situations that it's come right up to the level, but it has not actually provided a clear reversal pattern, which is a higher probability type trade. So for the GBP USD this week, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to monitor it right now. I don't really have anything. I don't want to short, okay, because I didn't get the signal, and it could just end up that it just continues to break through, and then this line is not really a line at all. All right. So what we'll do with the GBP USD, we'll just keep watching it, and there is no trade for us on this instrument at the moment. Let's have a look at the US CAD. Alright, very clear what I was trying to do. I can see that I've left the mark there. I was thinking that perhaps the market would come up to me so that I could have that opportunity. It has not happened, so let's get rid of it. And let me zoom out first. I just want to see why I've got that line down the bottom. Let me readjust this line. Let me adjust it to there. So it's sitting there. Okay, let me zoom in. Okay, what we can do with this one, let's see if I can get my reversal occurring there. It would be a point where we've touched one time, we've flirted with another time, and if it comes back into it here a third time and gives us a reversal pattern, I would be happy to become a buyer on this particular market. All right, so we are very close at the moment. There you can see when I zoom in there. Let's see if I'll just move it over. If I can get a reversal pattern occurring. So I probably still need at least 2 more candles. I want it to go a little bit lower, and then I want to see that confirmation occur. If I get that, then I'm happy to become a buyer on the US CAD. All right, let's move along and have a look at the Euro Yen. All right, very clear what I was thinking. I was thinking over here, let's see if it comes down to this level, and then we'll try and become buyers. It has not, so there's no dramas there, but these markers are really good because they help me very quickly remind me of what my thinking state was. Let me see if I can just readjust these lines a second. Sometimes you can jiggle them around a little bit. Let's see. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so you can see I've just moved them a little bit, but I'm still catching this cluster. I'm still catching this section there. I've still got that. I still got that point, and now I am here. So let's zoom in and let's see if we can find an opportunity. Ooh. Okay, in this little cluster right now, there is no reversal pattern. I don't think we're going to get it because it seems to be pushing forward, and it's more than likely that this is going to continue push this way. It's going to continue in this direction. Okay, so we need to wait and see if that in fact plays out. If we do, for whatever reason, get a reversal pattern here, which I don't think we will, but let's just say if we do, then definitely I would be happy to become a seller and try and trade back down the channel. Okay, but I think that is highly unlikely with the current shape of these candles. So what we're going to do with the euro yen is let's just put it on standby. Let's just monitor it and let's see what develops next before we look at our next trade opportunity. Okay, let's move along and let's have a look at the Kiwi USD. Okay, the Kiwi USD, I can see that I've got a mark over here thinking that perhaps the market was going to do this, but it has not. Instead, it's actually just shot straight through that level, so I can get rid of that marker. These lines are no good to me anymore, so let's get rid of them as well, and that one. And when I see this now, this looks like it's in trend, so naturally what I'm going to look for is I'm going to now wait for any kind of a pullback. When I get a pullback, I'm going to look for price action reversal to occur. Once I have it, then I will become a buyer again on the Kiwi dollar. So I will put a little mark somewhere in this vicinity to remind me that I'm looking for a pullback. Okay, very simple. We're trying to trade with the trend, but we just want to catch the pullback so we can use our price action method and confirm that reversal. Okay, let's have a look at the Aussie 200. All right, I can see with the Aussie 200, I was looking for a pullback here, but it's just gone stronger than what it looks. So let's move it along. We're still in trend, so let's look for the pullback over here somewhere. And if I do get that pullback, it's the same situation as the Kiwi US dollar. Let's see if it comes down, gives us a reversal, and then we can become buyers. Okay, so at the moment the equity market's quite strong and the ASX is moving along nicely. So that's the plan for that. Final one for the week is gold. Oh, this is a really nice breaking pattern. So remember if you go back and watch last week's video, I said this looks like that bouncy ball type scenario, and there it goes. And so you can see that there's a very, very nice breaking candle, that one. And the way that you trade that is immediately at the open of the next candle, which is right there, you hit the trade in continuation. It's a trade that requires a lot of courage because it feels like, oh, it's already gone so much and it's broken through and I don't know how much more it's going to go. Okay, so the basis of the breakout trade is that once you have an established support level like this, I'll just take you through this since I've just got a little bit of extra time this morning. If you think about it, when the market bounces and bounces and bounces, every time it bounces, there's a lot of buyers on the market. And where do you think they all have their stops? Okay, they usually have their stops just below this line. All right. Now, a stop, if you're a buyer, your stop is really a sell order. Okay. So when the market breaks and starts to hit all these stops, these are all sell orders. So what it does is it actually accelerates you into the market in the downward direction. Okay, that's why breakout trades can be very effective. But again, psychologically, it's a little bit of a different beast in terms of who that trader is, and you need to be psychologically ready for it. I don't particularly like it. I don't believe it suits my personal psychology, but I do show it because I know that I do have a lot of students out there that do trade breakout trades, and this is an actual really good example of how they play out. For me, for this one right now, it's broken, so what I'm going to look for is a pullback. Let me get my reversal, and then I'm happy to become a seller and continue in the downtrend of gold. Okay, I'll just put a little marker there just so that I remember what my thoughts were. I just put a little hot zone there, and there you have it. Alright guys, that wraps up the analysis part of the session. Let me just bring up the highlights in terms of data, what's coming up for the week. Just give me one moment, then I'll get that up. Okay, here we go. Quite a heavy week in terms of data. All right, we have the highlight, no doubt, is non-farm payrolls. Happens on, let's call it Friday night. It's Saturday morning, but it's after midnight, so it's just after midnight at 12:30. So Friday, late Friday evening. We also have at the same time the Canadian employment rate. So it's always a tricky one for anybody who trades the US CAD. That's on Friday. We have on Tuesday, tomorrow, our own RBA rate announcement and the monetary policy that comes out with that. So those are the two major highlights for the week ahead, and pretty much look, they're all listed there. Just have a view. Make sure that you don't get caught in anything that you don't want to get caught in. And that pretty much wraps up for us this week. Just an early reminder that we will be taking a break over Christmas. I'll let you know next week what those dates are so that we can start to prepare as the trading year starts to come to an end. Okay, other than that, guys, hope you all have a fantastic trading day. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. You can follow me on Twitter at ChatFX for trade setups and breaking news. And most importantly, again, just hope you have a great trading day. I'll speak to you tomorrow for the daily call. Bye for now.